Hi there, and welcome to the Salted Pepper, where we cook for real life using real food and we keep it real simple. Today we're going to make Southwestern turkey burgers, and I'm going to use the Ninja Foodi indoor grill. But this recipe can be made in any air fryer or even on an outdoor grill. That would be fine. So we're going to start off with 1.25 pounds of turkey. They never come in just a 1 pound package, if you've noticed that. So I just used one package, which was a little over a pound of ground turkey. You can use the 97.3 or you can use the 85.15, whichever you prefer. I usually use the 97.3 though. And then I have just a couple of ingredients that we're going to add in here, and we're not going to use any fillers at all. So the only thing that would be a little bit higher carb in this recipe would be the corn, which you certainly can omit, but I happen to love it and it's such a small amount, I go ahead and add it in. It looks beautiful and it really balances the flavors out perfectly. So what I have here in this container is 2 tablespoons of finely diced onion, which you could use a sweet onion, a red onion, a yellow onion, a white onion, whatever you have. I used a sweet Vidalia onion for this. 2 tablespoons of finely diced red pepper, 2 tablespoons of green pepper, and if you wanted to spice it up a little bit more, you could switch out the green pepper for a jalapeno pepper if you'd like, or add both in. It'll be just fine. So I'm going to go ahead and add those into the bowl. And then I have a 1/4 cup of frozen corn. You could use canned corn, that's fine, or frozen corn, and this is still frozen, no problems at all. I'm gonna put that into the bowl here. Go ahead and get the egg out of the way. Then I have 1 large egg. Put that in. And then the seasoning mix. This is where the magic happens. This is where all these flavors are gonna come together and really make these turkey burgers spectacular. So what I have here is 1/2 teaspoon of the following spices: sea salt, cumin, smoked paprika, dark chili powder, which you could use light, onion powder, and garlic powder. And then I have a 1/4 teaspoon of chipotle powder, which is a little spicy. So if you don't like any spice, omit that, okay? And we'll put those in just like that. And then we just get to mixing. You can do this with your hands, you could do this with a spatula, or you could use, if you have the mix and chop, you can use that. That's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna move all the ingredients around until they are well incorporated. Now, turkey, ground turkey, especially when it's very lean, like the 97.3, it can sometimes make for a dry burger. So that's why we add the egg in, and the moisture from these vegetables helps to keep that turkey really moist. I don't use any breading. You can use breading. And if you wanted to use some breadcrumbs as more of a filler, you could either add in a little bit of milk, you could add in some Worcestershire sauce, you could add in another egg if you needed to. But I find that these hold together just fine without any added breading or breadcrumbs or crackers or anything like that. All right, that looks good. All right, so let's get to forming the turkey burgers. I find it easiest to use some parchment paper. So I've got a couple pieces of parchment paper already cut here. And you can see I keep them together in the center because then I can just fold it over and just smooth the burger down a little bit. Just kind of keeps everything neat and tidy. So that's what I'm gonna do. And then we refrigerate these for 30 minutes before we put them into the Ninja Foodi grill or any air fryer that you're using. You wanna make sure that they set up in the refrigerator. That's very important. It's gonna help with sticking issues and the burgers falling apart. So now I'm gonna I'm gonna see how many I wanna make here. Usually I make about 6. And if you wanna be real particular, you can weigh them, but I'm not going to. I'm just gonna wing it and, you know, they are what they are. All right, and then just sort of form these patties. And I like to get a nice edge on them too. Looks pretty good. All right. I'll just put that right over top there and then leave it there, and we'll move on and do the rest of them. All right, so once all your burgers are made, and I made 6, so this made 6 burgers, but if you wanted to make them a little bit bigger, you could, and you could make just 4, it would be fine. I'm gonna freeze 2 of them for later, and we're gonna cook up 4 today. And then I just cut this piece off here. You don't wanna put them in the refrigerator with the top on like that, because when you go to take it off and put it on, you're gonna have it sticking. And the whole idea is to dry these out a little bit in the refrigerator. So I usually just take my scissors and just cut that off. And of course, you could form these by hand and just put them on your paper and it'll be just fine. You do want to put them on some parchment or some other type of foil or something like that, though, so that they don't stick. I just cannot stand having food on my hands, so I try to do things, I try to get creative so I can avoid it at all costs, which is so funny because I love to cook. All right, so I'm gonna pop these into the refrigerator. 2 of them are gonna go into the freezer. And then in about 20 minutes, we're gonna come back and we'll start preheating the grill. And I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna serve mine. And it's a little bit surprising and delicious, so stick around for that. All right, so the burgers were in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes, and about 10 minutes before I brought them out, I went ahead and preheated the Ninja Foodi grill. I wanted it to be preheated on the hottest setting, so I chose Max Grill, which is 510 degrees. But do not worry, if you're gonna make these in the Ninja Foodi pressure cooker air crisper, the Ninja Foodi oven, or any other type of air fryer, just heat it up for a full 10 minutes at the hottest temperature that device gets, and you're gonna be just fine. All right, now, ideally what would happen is we would just pop our burgers on and start to air crisp and cook them. But because this is such an odd angle for me because we're filming, I'm gonna take the basket out so it's right in front of me. You do not have to do that. When you're facing the grill, it's really easy just to plop the burgers on. But for me, it's a little hard to go around, and it's very hot, very, very hot. All right, so I'm gonna take the basket out and I'm gonna go ahead and close the grill back up. It's gonna continue to heat, and that's fine. The easiest way that I found to do this is to flip the burger over onto whatever spatula you're gonna use, and then just gently lift off the parchment paper. Because the turkey meat, it doesn't have any fillers, it tends to be pretty sticky, that's why we put it in the refrigerator. You are gonna get a little bit off onto your parchment, that's fine, just fold it up, and then we can go ahead and slide our burgers off of the spatula. Or if they're not coming off, like mine's not coming off, flip it like that and just let it go, okay? And we're gonna do that for the rest of them. I'm gonna put them in the 4 little areas of this basket and try to keep them about 1/2 inch apart, and then we'll get it in and we'll get it air crisping. All right, close the lid. And we're gonna switch over to the air crisp function. We want to take it to the highest temp, which is 450, but we're only going to go there for 5 minutes. This is to get that good sear. Now, if you hit air crisp again, it's going to say add food. We can skip the preheating. We don't need to do that. It's already hot enough in there. All right, so 5 minutes, we're going to go on this hot degree, and then we're going to turn the temperature down a little bit, and we can make a decision if we want to flip. I have flipped them before, and I have not flipped them before, so honestly it's okay either way. All right, I'm just making up a little bit of a Southwestern mayonnaise for my burger. So let's take a look at these. They've been in there for a full 5 minutes now at that higher air crisp temperature. They're looking really good. They're looking really, really good. Now let's see will they release? If they release, I would go ahead and flip them. If they don't release easily, let them go another few minutes. Like that one isn't releasing quite as easily, so I'm not gonna flip that one. That one's releasing pretty easily, so I'm gonna flip that one. Let's see about this one. And that one. All right, so now it's time to fess up about why that one didn't release as easily. I took a temperature of it. And so in doing that, I let some of the juices come out, and they are now around the edges, which was kind of keeping it kind of stuck there. All right, that one flipped now too. All right, there we go. Now let's take this temperature down because we don't want to dry out our turkey, but we do want to get it fully cooked. We've got a nice sear on both sides, so we can go ahead and take our temperature down from 450 to 350, okay? And we're gonna go another 5 minutes. In fact, let's get a temp right now, just so we can see where we are. I really do recommend temping things, especially turkey and things that you really need to cook. So we're at 140, and as soon as I poked it, you see how these juices came out. So don't do that too often because I don't want to dry out the turkey burger, but we do have a little ways to go. So I think we're gonna go at least another 5 minutes, but probably another 7 to 10 minutes. All right, so it's been a total of almost 11 minutes, and let's go ahead and look at them. They look good. And let's get a temp. All right, that one's definitely done. That one's definitely done. That one's definitely done. Okay, so they're reading in the 180. So really, I probably could have stopped this about a minute sooner. And that is gonna vary for you. So you can't just say you're gonna cook them for this amount of time on this temperature because your thickness of your turkey burgers are gonna matter. There's a lot of variables that go into cooking. So just get yourself a thermometer. I really, really encourage that. And you wanna take the burgers up to the 165 Fahrenheit. All right, so now let's get these out. They look good. Whoops. They look so good. A few of them aren't perfectly round, and that's okay. That's all right. Okay, so we can turn this off. Another trick, while the indoor grill is really hot, you can pour a little bit of water in there and let it steam a little bit, and that's gonna help get anything that's stuck on kind of loosened up for you. All right, now we want those to rest just like we do with hamburgers. We're gonna have them rest about 5 minutes. And in the meantime, let me show you. I'm gonna make a real burger, but this bread has no carbs in it, or very few carbs. So this is what they call cloud bread. And I made it in the oven, in the Ninja Foodie oven. I'm working on the recipe, so I don't have it out yet, but soon I will have it out. When I do have it out, you'll see it pop up on the screen up there. But they are just a really quick and easy way to make handles for your sandwich, and we use them all the time. We just absolutely love them. I even put little sesame seeds so they look really pretty, and they do not have like an odd flavor. Like a lot of low-carb breads really have this strange flavor. This does not have anything in it except for cream cheese and eggs and a little bit of seasoning. So it's really simple, and there's really no flavor. So, and look how beautifully brown they are. It's gorgeous. So then I'm gonna use my little Southwestern mayonnaise that I made. Put a little bit on each side here. And now how I want to dress my turkey burger is with lettuce, tomato, cucumber, and onion. So that's what I'm gonna do. Obviously, these are really good to put on a salad as well. I do that often, where we'll just make a big salad and then put one of the turkey burgers on top, and it's delicious. These are cucumbers from my garden. Oh my gosh, they're so wonderful. And a nice piece of tomato. And then, let's see, I guess I'll take this one right here. Look at that. I'm never gonna be able to eat this, am I? Look at that. This'll be fun. Let me get my nerve up. Smush it down. There we go. All right. Here we go. Ready? This is still big burger here. Mmm. Delicious. Absolutely delicious. And you could put pickles on this if you wanted, or sliced jalapeno peppers. I thought about that, but I know that the mayonnaise is spicy and so is the burger a little bit spicy, so I figured I want some cooling veggies on there. Anyway, this is so fantastic, so easy to make. You can make these in a skillet on the stove. You can make them in any air fryer. You can make them outside on your grill. They are absolutely delicious and very healthy. Enjoy.